Okay, awesome, awesome. So let's get started with it. The company I'm working with and the partner with is called World Financial Group. Have you heard of us?
I feel like so, yeah.
But yeah, you probably have, especially being in California. We're the number one distributor of financial products in North America. So we're the big dogs. Our mother company is actually called Transamerica. You heard of Transamerica?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So they're based out of San Francisco, California, in the heart of San Fran. You'll see a huge like Pinnacle building in downtown San Fran. Have you been to San Francisco?
No.
Okay. So any pictures you see of downtown San Francisco, you see a giant like pencil-like building. That's our building in the heart of the city. But World Financial Group is based out of Johns Creek, Georgia, which is about 20 minutes north of Atlanta. And they're both owned by Aegon. Aegon is a $550 billion corporation, making them one of the largest financial firms in the world. Actually, they're so big, they're actually ranked top 10 companies too big to fail at number 8. So it's a huge, huge firm, right? So Aegon, for example, Aegon and Transamerica are giving us the tools, support, and backing to be able to build our own firm. So we're essentially building build our own company inside of a company. That makes sense, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So then you start looking about the financial industry, right? What comes to mind? What type of people, what type of thoughts, emotions come across your mind when you think about finances and the financial industry?
You said what type of people?
People, thoughts, emotions, whatever. What comes across your mind when you think about the financial industry?
Credit,
Credit, anything else?
investments,
Investments,
stocks, bonds,
stocks, bonds.
that type of stuff.
Okay. So stocks, bonds, investments, you think
Yeah,
about,
philanthropy.
okay. You think about, so when you think about those type of things like stocks and bonds, maybe like Wall Street, corporate America, banks, investments, and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And you think about that industry and you look at, all the things that are going on. Some people fear away from it, right? And a lot of people are fear away from it because of all the things that come in and all the obstacles that are entering in this industry. So typically, even people like myself struggle to get into this industry with other companies like a Charles Schwab or Morgan Stanley or other companies because I don't have an Ivy League education. I have double master's degrees, but a lot of these companies want the cream of the cream. They want very specific type of people. And it's funny, and it's not to be racist or anything, but majority of people that we see in this industry are older, anywhere from 30s or older, male Caucasians, Caucasian males, right? Would you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it's like, how are we in the world, in a country that's so diverse, but only one group of people are controlling the entire, allotment of money, right? I'm not okay with that. Are you?
No.
So you think about, that's why I love our firm, because we're actually changing that. We're actually giving it a new vision, a new face to this entire financial industry, having it for all walks of life, right? Empowering all backgrounds of people, no matter where, your race, no matter your age, no matter your gender, no matter your educational background, no matter your history, all that does not matter because we're giving people the tools and the systems they actually need to create financial independence, financial wealth, but more importantly, financial freedom, right? When you think about financial freedom, what does that mean to you?
Financial freedom. Do whatever I want to do.
Mm-hmm. Gotta be
I
free
want to do it.
when you want to do it, right? So for me, financial freedom means having the luxury of two things: my time and my money, right? Like you said, doing what you want to do it when you want to do it, right? Having the luxury of both. So we know people on both ends of those spectrum, right? Somebody who's super, wealthy and has no time, people who are pretty much super broke and have all the time in the world. On that side, you think about people who are super, they have no money, they're chilling at the couch, probably living at their mama's house, playing video games, eating all of her food, and then probably asking you for money, right? But then you have people on the wealthy side, people who are super rich, and people who are like doctors, lawyers, politicians, people who's from 80 or 90 hours at their jobs every single week, but don't really have any time to enjoy that money with their family. But then you have somebody right in the middle, right, who has the luxury of both, right, where they actually can do what they want to do when they want to do it, and money's not holding them back, and they have their time as well, right? So you look at the industry, all the top players in different industries across the world, like for example, like Uber. Uber, for example, is the #1 taxi company in the world, but yet they own no vehicles, no taxis, right? Then you have Airbnb, the #1 hotel and resort chain, beating out Marriott, Hilton, things of that nature. And they have no hotels, no resorts, or no real estate. Like, right? Then you look at Amazon, right? Amazon, the #1 distributor of products worldwide. And they barely own any of their products. So they give us the nickname of the Amazon of the financial industry, right? More companies now are going to a service-based industry than typical products and products base, right? So what do? Our system is super simple, right? For example, was it hard for you to jump on this Zoom call with me today?
No.
Not at all. Before our system, we actually had to come into one of our live workshops, trainings, seminars, or live events, and actually sit down in a big room, maybe a conference room or one of our hotel conference we would rent out. And what they would do is they would actually sit down. They would tell you about who we are, what we do, how we serve this community from some of our top executives. You'd be in suit and tie, dressed up, drive to the event hall, hear all the information and drive home. But now, right, since the pandemic, we've been able to take everything virtual via Zoom. So everybody now can hear all this same information that they were getting at these events, webinars, workshops, and things like that nature from the comforts of their home, right? So now our business and my personal business has taken the 10x growth since this pandemic, right? Because now our webinars happen 3 or 4 times a week. We actually have one tonight. And, our top executives breaking down who we are, what we do, how we serve the community, our products and services, but also our business opportunity, right? So after these calls, our guests that we invite to these calls, they're giving us a call back like, hey, I really enjoyed that information. I would love to get some more details about the business opportunity because I would love to make some additional income. Or, hey, I really love what I heard. I would love to hear more about the products and services. How can I get some more information? Or, hey, how can I get more information about both the business opportunity and also the products and services, right? And we actually sit down with our clients, right, or potential clients, and figure out where they're at currently. We do what we call as a financial needs analysis, or F&A. This financial needs analysis breaks down their income, cash flow, assets, liabilities, their investment portfolio, and also their life insurance to figure out their financial heartbeat, right? How they're doing currently. And then we start asking them, what are their goals? Like, what do you want to achieve? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years? How, what are some places you want to go, right? With that. And then we're able to actually call our partner companies, one being like Crump, and we tell them what the client said, and they literally, scan the entire market for the best product or vehicle to get them to their goals, right? They give us 5 to 10 companies nationwide that help that client. We educate the client on those 5 to 10 companies. They select the plan, and we earn a commission. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So that's just one of the 16 different ways we get paid.
Okay, so what are the other 15?
Right, so we'll break that down. But essentially, right, the biggest thing we actually do is we actually focus on education, right? So we're not a sales company. We're not looking for salesmen. We're actually, leadership and development. So we focus on educating people and then allowing people to make educated decisions. So I ask you a few questions, right? Where do most people sit when you think about institutions and like places that people put their money? What is the one place most people put their money?
I don't know. In themselves. Food, just taking care of regular household needs. Or you saying an institution, the bank.
You're right, the bank, right? So what does the bank do with your money?
They play with it and charge you fees.
You're right. They actually, in words of you, they play with it. They actually invest in your money. So they actually take your money. They invest in things like insurance companies, right? They mortgages, loans, credit cards, foreign exchange, small businesses, so many different things, right? And with the insurance companies, they're typically getting anywhere from 10% back, but on the high ends with other investments, 25 to 35% back. But how much of that money are you seeing in your account deposited every single year?
None.
0 to maybe 2%. And that 2% is usually Air Force, Army, or Navy banks. Are you military?
Nope.
Yeah, so you're probably not seeing that either, right? So what we show people is how to X out the middleman, and put your money where the banks sit their money. Wouldn't that make more sense?
Mm-hmm.
right? Because the banks understand how money grows. There's three ways your money can grow: fixed, variable, or index, right? So for fixed growth, you have like your savings account, mutual fund, or CD, certificate of deposit, right? And it's very safe, but not much growth. Very same line, rate of return, right? Every single year, you're getting the same rate of return, right? It's almost like this. Have you ever heard of anybody, or if anybody ever came up to you like, yo, I just got rich from investing in my savings account? Or yo, I just got rich from investing in my checking account. Have you ever heard of that before?
Mm-mm.
Me neither. Because that vehicle is not made for that, right? That vehicle is not built for that. But then you have people who will invest. Where's one of the first and easiest places people start investing their money?
I don't know.
You said it before. You said stocks, right? So
Okay.
stocks, just think about the stock market, right? So a variable market, so people who are trying to grow their money. But with the variable market, it's growth but no safety. So when your money's uptrending, right, the chart's uptrending, you're making money. But as soon as that starts going the opposite way and on downtrend, you start losing money. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you can potentially lose all your money. But then we show people how you can have index accounts that gives you the best of both worlds, right? That growth and that safety, right? Where that market's uptrending, you're accumulating all that growth. And as soon as that market starts downtrending, instead of your money going down with the market, your money goes straight across, right? We call this the stepping stones to financial freedom, right? Because it's like putting your money in an elevator with only an up button,
Mm.
right? But then you're making money. You know how money works. You're growing your money. Uncle Sam, he wants his cut. He's going to come and get it in three different ways, right? Now, later, or never, right? What tax now accounts is like your savings accounts, CDs, or mutual funds, right? Most people put their money in here and just sit it and it's being taxed right away. But then you have people who are a little bit smarter, like, yo, I want to put my money in my 401k or IRA or annuity. And I want to be taxed when I want to pull it out, be tax deferred. From your personal opinion, do you think taxes are going to go up or down in the future?
It fluctuates.
All right. So in the future, do you think they're going to go up
Well,
or?
no,
You're right. You're right. Uncle Sam, he never wants less money. He always wants more.
yeah.
He always wants more of your money. So think about what a variable account that's taxed later or tax deferred. Your money is not guaranteed. It's anytime you can lose all of it. But also when you're ready to pull it out, you're going to be taxed at a higher rate than what you would be if you were to pull out that money today. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And do you currently have a 401k?
Mm-mm.
Okay. And then you have tax never accounts, like a Roth IRA or cash value accumulation inside a life insurance policy. We focus heavily on the cash value inside life insurance policy. Why? Because did you know that you can actually grow your money inside of an investment account? So inside life insurance, you can have an investment account that's growing your money, right? And because it's within life insurance, it's tax free. But that same account, right, if it's not under the umbrella of life insurance, is growing. Once that you're ready to pull it out, it can be taxed 10, 20, 30, 40, up to 50% or higher, right? Because it's capital gains. So we show people how to tether an investment account to life insurance so they can grow their money tax free,
Mm.
right? So because you think about life insurance, like what most people think about when you think about life insurance.
You mean like companies or
Like,
just in general?
like what is it for? Benefits, like stuff like that. Like what comes to your mind when you think about life insurance?
It's just a protection policy for the family.
Yeah, so that's what most people think too. Like, because that's what most people know. Like, it's just for when you pass away or you get sick, right? But now, so before we go that, so if that was the case, how many life insurance policies can you have on your life?
Mm.
That'd be like, throw a number. What would you guess?
No idea.
Right? What if I told you it was 6?
Okay.
So you think about 6, right? So if it was just for death or when you get sick, you only have one life, right? Why would you need 6 policies?
Right.
Right? So what it is actually an investment tool that the rich have been using to grow their money tax free. So most people don't know about the investment side of it, right? Where you can actually have that money while you're living. So not only do you get the death benefit, you also have living benefits and a saving or investment account all tied within these new products. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So then you think about this, right? This is what we do, right? Financial literacy, right? We focus on education, right? Have you ever taken a financial literacy course in high school or college or on your own?
On my own.
Okay, right. And how was that class? Like, was it a good class? Did you like it?
Yeah, I mean, it was what it was.
Good. And did you learn a lot from that class?
I did. I just didn't learn this. Doesn't sound like.
That's okay. That's no problem. But no, I say that because a lot of people don't have the opportunity to take those classes, right? And it's great that you were able to take that class. And you know, would you agree that a lot of people don't have the information that you probably have just from that one class?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I think it depends on the uh, community you're referring to.
good point. But I would say too that most people, even within the United States, most I went to school for business and got my undergrad in business and my EA, so my graduate degree in business administration. And not once have I ever taken a financial literacy course or high school or college. Um, so most of these classes you have to take on your own. You have to actually go out and seek and find them, right? And that's where the educational system is actually dropping the ball. That's where we're actually picking it up because we know that a lot of schools, there's only states that require a financial literacy course in high school, only 5, right? Out of 50. So we understand that most people don't have this type of information. That's where we're helping them learn how to save their money, grow their money, build it, multiply it, how to open their own business, right? How to be an entrepreneur, how to open their own LLC, how to save on taxes, all these essential things that people need, right, to be more financially literate. But not only are we going to give you the education and information, we also want to provide the tools to do so. It's like this. If I was to teach you how to build a house, but not ever give you a hammer or wood or anything, would you be able to build that house?
No.
Not at all, right? I wouldn't either. But here's where we actually give you the tools to do so, right? Would you agree that a lot of the rich and the wealthy have been given different tools to help them with their finances that we have never been given?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of information that was given to them their entire lives was held back and never really given to our communities, right? And this is where we're actually making a change. We're actually going to open up these doors that have been shut and closed, and a lot of these resources that haven't been given to our community are now open for the public, right? We're able to now be able to have the same resources, they'll have the same information, access to the same things that the rich and the wealthy have been having their entire life, right? It's almost like this. If you had better options, could you make better choices?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So think about this. The rich and the wealthy, let's say this. Let's say, for example, you're in a Ferrari or Lamborghini, and I'm on my bike, like a pedal bike. And we're both going 2 miles in distance. You're going the fastest you can, I'm going the fastest I can. Who's going to win that race?
You gonna win on the bike.
Right? I wish if I was that fast, I would be a professional cyclist, right?
Mm.
If I could beat a Lamborghini, they probably think I'm some kind of, machine. But
Mm-mm.
obviously you would win, right? Are you any better than me?
Mm-mm.
Right? You're just in a better vehicle. Just like the rich and the wealthy are no better than you or I. And that's what a lot of people in our community have to see and realize, that it's not that, the rich and wealthy have are better than us. They just have better vehicles. A lot of us are not even in the race. A lot of us are not, don't even have a bike. Some of us are walking, crawling. Some of us are walking in circles, and some of us are walking backwards, right? In order for our money, in order for our goals, a lot of our things that we want to achieve in life, to actually get there, we actually have to put ourselves in those best vehicles that's going to get us there the fastest, right? And that's why the rich and wealthy have been getting richer and wealthier, right? Because their money is moving very fast. But then lastly is business ownership. This is my favorite part, because not only is making money good, but also having the opportunity to own something, right? To be able to have something you can pass down to your kids, having something that's yours, right? When was the last time you talked about creating generational wealth with your family?
Who did I talk to? I've talked about it all. I've been talking about it since I've been here.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
every other day, I'm coming up with something to
That's
talk to
good.
my mom, my dad, my sisters, friends.
And that's what I like to hear, because our goal is to have these conversations on a daily, where we're focusing on rebuilding our community, creating the next generation of leaders, really having something you own for yourself and passing down something for your kids so they can have the next level up, right? And with that being said, our biggest thing is helping people increase their cash flow. Right now, we know that people's cash flow has shrunk down so dramatically. People's hours are getting cut. Unemployment's on an all-time high. 42 million people in less than 2 months filed for unemployment. We know people wait on stimulus checks and government subsidies, right? And we know a lot of this money, right when it's coming, is going right out the window, right? If it's not for frivolous spending, people are literally, it's all going to bills, right? So what bill takes about 50% of people's income, average person income? Well, what is a one bill that takes up most people's income?
I would say rent.
You're right. Rent or mortgage.
Mortgage.
Right, you're right. Rent and mortgage. What would you say the next 25% goes?
Yeah. I would say utilities and then basic needs.
You're right. Smart. Living expenses. So utilities, bills, basic needs, food, groceries, gas, those type of things, right? But where would you say the last 25% of people's income go on average? The last 25%.
Drugs and alcohol.
We all going to party, right? But we cannot forget Uncle Sam.
Oh yeah, the taxes. Mm-hmm.
Taxes and debt. So credit card debt, personal loans, student loans, things of that nature, right? So we understand that, but we want to help people start saving more money, right? We're the only company that's going to come to you and tell you stop spending, start saving, all right? Not just to save, but to save to actually what? Protect your family. Save to protect your income, to loss of health. Save to protect your retirement. Are any of these three things important to you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The next is financial choices, right? Why would you say that most people leave their money in the bank? What would you say that most people why do people leave their money in the bank?
Because that's what they were taught to do. It's just a generational cycle.
You're right. Like it's all people really know, right? And that's all my parents knew. It's all their parents knew, and so forth, right? So what we try showing people how to do is actually put their money where the bank sits their money, an insurance company, right? Have you ever walked in the bank and seen a huge FDIC plaque? FDIC in the bank?
Yeah.
Do you know what that stands for?
Federal Department something company, income company, insurance. Is it Federal Department Insurance Company?
You're probably the closest so far that's got it, but it's Federal Depository of Insurance Companies. So all the insurance companies deposit all the banks and put their money with all the insurance companies, and the insurance companies actually protects the money, right? So you think about this, like most insurance companies are giving you protection. Your money's growing 6 to 12 times faster. It's safe. It also gives you tax. The most important is tax advantages, right? Jeff Bezos made $11 billion last year, right? Do you know how much he paid in taxes last year?
It was something not crazy because of his intelligence.
It was pretty crazy though. He paid, do you know the number at all?
Oh wait, did he? What was he smart about it or no?
Very smart.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I saw the interview. One of them.
Mm-hmm.
Now what did he pay? Nothing.
$0.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah, so you probably paid more in taxes last year than he did.
Yeah, and then you have the opposite where a lot of people have their own companies and they're getting taxed out the ass because they're not educated.
Exactly, and he's up here making I haven't made my first billion yet. I didn't make it last year. I don't know if you made your first billion yet, but he made his, and he paid less in taxes than we both did together. So, but that's just he's just fully utilizing his tax advantages, and that's what we're showing people how to do as well, right? But more importantly, the business side, right? The opportunity, right? Let's say, for example, you was to help 2 families, right, a month. And that could be a husband and wife, or it can be 2 different families, all right? And you help them save $200 a month in the Index Universal Life Plan, or it can be any plan we have here because we have thousands of plans, and that your payout would be about $2,700 a month, right? What would you do with an extra $2,700 a month?
An extra $2,700 a month. Just put it towards whatever vision I have at the time.
Perfect.
Save
Building.
a little bit. Yeah,
Dream building. I love it.
Yeah. Building.
I love it. That's the next step is actually a broker. I'm actually inches away from landing my brokerage contract, and now you have ownership in the company. And once you're training 10 agents because you already know how to help two families. So you're gonna show 10 people how to do it. You show 10 agents how to help two families. So you're training these 10 agents. They go out helping two families. When they help those two families, your payout's gonna be at 18 grand a month. What would an extra 18 grand a month do for you? What would that do for you?
It's the same. All of it will be the same thing. Just saving, investing, and doing whatever, paying for whatever projects I'm working on.
Awesome. And then you think about the last level, entrepreneur and expansion, right? So now you're training 10 brokers, and these 10 brokers are going out and training their 10 agents. And now you have 100 agents helping two families a month. Now you're making over $102,000 a month, right? How would your life be different now? Not what the money would do for it. How would your life change?
My little life I have built on Pinterest, it will be alive and well,
So, would you agree that this information is valuable?
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree that more people need to hear this information?
Yes. Yeah.
Would you be open to getting paid to bring people to this information?
I don't know that I would immediately be up for that. I'd rather get,
There's no time frame. There's no time frame. I'm just, it can be in the future.
Future, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just sharing that with you because essentially, that's what I do.